Oh, good. Sure. Well, I'm glad somebody showed up.
Oh, and I'm sorry I'm late because
Only,
they're ripping up roads everywhere.
oh, yeah,
So, no Jeff or anybody?
not yet.
Huh. Well, Carol's in Gay Paris.
Oh, well,
I don't think she'll be here. I haven't heard from anyone else.
I haven't heard from Dave. Bill might be having a hernia operation today. So it's interesting, 2 students named Bill are having hernia operations this week.
Don't be named Bill.
I guess. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I had the last steroid injection into my hip on Wednesday. So I've been sort of laying low.
Aha.
And actually yesterday I had the most wicked headache.
Oh,
And I don't know if it was sinus, but I pulled out the thing, you get a headache as a reaction to these steroids. And all the other, it's 4 separate injections
Yeah.
that they do. So
Huh.
it's feeling good. I mean,
good.
I'm doing okay. I'm having the hardest time with the left hand, David. And it's, if I can touch you, I want to show you. I can't practice it. I can do it lying in bed, and I can feel my shoulder blades moving, but it's causing me pain.
To move your shoulder blade.
No, to do this left hand. So
Oh, well, we have to find out why that is.
I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So
Where are you feeling the pain?
I'm good. Can I here? Here, I'll show you. Lean forward. So when I do it with my right arm, I feel it over here, right here. When
Okay.
I do it with my left arm, I feel it here.
So you're doing the same thing on both sides. Well, I will have to look at you to see what you're doing.
And I don't know how to correct it.
No,
I don't. And I stopped practicing it because then I'm in pain. You
sure.
know, so,
Well, you should. So that was absolutely correct.
so you're going to present at Tai Chi Day.
I'm gonna do a workshop. Yeah,
You might, or you are.
I am. If
So-
I go, now that our rate is up over 8%, I'm thinking twice about it.
The Sharon mentioned it to me. I don't know, several months ago. And I said, well, keep me informed. So somewhere along the line, I got a thing and it was, you were on there. I was like, why didn't you tell us?
Well, actually, I'm gonna send out the schedule of the workshops today.
Oh. And so I was planning to go. I tried to talk Diane into going. I don't think she's going to go. Morris Burgess, he's going to be there, and Bruno would love those things that he does.
Yeah.
So, however, something that's going on in my life and Keith's life is we've been working with Renee Rhodes to get her sculpture put at UConn. And it's, I saw her last Friday, and so to go along with this and to present to the board at UConn, she's making a documentary. And all the people, so a couple of weeks ago, they were all at UConn, and they're from all over. And everybody had to go to the bathroom, so I ended up with 9 people in my house. Because they all, but very interesting people. And so she's invited me on Saturday to this meeting or this get together to view this 3-minute film that they put together. So so I don't know if I can do all of that. And I certainly, that's in Deep River. So I can't take Bruno with me and go back and, you know, so I haven't figured it out yet. But it's really been interesting, and watching so she's called Infinite Possibilities. And has this loop.
There's somebody. What? No, it's Bill. Wait a minute. What's this?
Okay, now I just have to close up that screen. Maybe up here, the dot. Okay, you're good. Bye.
Bye. David. David, can you hear me?
Can you hear David?
No.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeff.
I'll put the mute over here. That's mute.
Yep, I don't want that.
No, you don't want that.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, hello, David. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Come
I
in.
can
David.
hear both of you guys if that helps.
Well, it's definitely a start.
David, I am pretty well incapacitated between my hip and my hernia.
Did you have your hernia done?
No,
Oh,
I think it should be soon, though.
oh, good.
Yeah,
Well, you'll just have to absorb.
okay.
Jeff, how are you?
I'm pretty good. And you?
Good, I'm good.
Okay.
Carol's in Paris.
Ooh,
Poor Carol.
Yeah.
And Dave, I know nothing about.
Hmm.
So,
And I'm here. I'm the only
Yes.
one.
yes,
I'm
Joyce,
here.
Joyce is here.
hi, Joyce.
Now look, you gotta tell him to be nice to me.
Okay, David, be nice to Joyce.
I don't want to be.
I know.
Oh, goodness.
David, there is a slight chance I may have to leave early. Just
Oh,
in
yeah?
case I disappear, I may just do it quietly, but yeah. I'm hoping I can make the whole class, but just
Okay,
so you know.
well, let's get underway then. So, since you may have to leave early. Okay. So I'm going to change where I am on the screen, as it were. Aha.
I love those. I want a pair.
Well, they're available.
They're on my list.
So questions? Reports, what's happening? Well, I have a report from Joyce. She has an issue with the left hand single arm practice causing pain in her scapula, around her scapula. So we're gonna look at that definitely.
I have an issue with the left arm single causing distress in my brain. It's not sinking in, David. I don't know why. I keep wanting to do right. And
Yeah,
I'm not really dyslexic or anything, but it just, I get through the first half of it, and then when I get to do the back part, it's not functioning for me.
Okay,
So any
Bill?
help with that would be good.
yeah, I always have trouble with that, the left.
What's with you people?
I don't know.
It easily slides into being right.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens to me.
Well, if it's at all comforting to you, it took me a while to wrap my mind around that. That's
Okay.
because we get so used to always doing everything in the same direction that when we start having a movement of the body cause the arm to go in the opposite direction, our body just wants to say no. And we simply have to open up to allowing that reverse opposite action to occur. And it's we do it in Tai Chi, we do it in other martial arts, we do it in some Qigong movements. It's not foreign, it just feels foreign. Blah, blah, blah.
David, there is one other thing that keeping level, I practice it and it's good. And then when I start doing the form, I start to realize that I am not level.
Hmm. So I think my immediate thought is to slow the form way down. Really crawl through it so that you can maintain the awareness of what your hips are doing as you go through the postures. And to continue working with that principle in the other elements that we're working on.
I did practice that, David. And that was so helpful. That took my form from here to here. I mean,
Mhm.
it's got farther to go, but I can lose it too if I start. I have to go really, really slow. And you just made me think of a question, Bill. If you're done,
Yep.
Yeah, we'll work on this.
whenever we're doing anything, this is kind of a general question. As you step forward or back, are you going up and down?
No,
Never. You always stay level.
we only did that in the 48th form as a particular thing that Master Joe suggested to me as a beginning practice.
Okay.
I have since dropped it. I think Master Joe meant well with that, but it was too confusing for most people.
Because I realized, I think I was going up and down
Mhm.
until you introduced that concept. And it finally was like, oh, wait, I probably still am to a degree because it's not certainly,
Yeah,
but it helped me to, so we don't want to be going up and down.
not to
What?
step, no. We're rotating the step.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to add something else today, but I think I'm not going to add anything else today. I think we'll spend some time working on these things.
Okay.
And actually, if you'll give Joyce and me a moment here, I want to see if I can see what she's doing, because what she's doing something with her movement that's causing pain. And so we need to mitigate that so that she can continue to progress.
Right.
So we'll be off on our own. See ya. Bye.
No, gonna be off.
Been a great class. Thank you.
So we're going to be doing the single arm practice, and so you could be doing that with us. There's no reason not to, but I need to focus on her to see if I can see what it is she's doing that's causing the issue.
Can we start with just doing it on the right and the left hand of the right one before we go left? I'm not.
Oh, sure.
Because I don't have that brain issue so much. I mean, but it's something else. Okay, so. you want
Yes,
me
so start with the right side.
to-
Absolutely.
I'm nervous, David.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be.
Okay, so right away, when you get to this point, you're already here.
And I should be here.
Should be here. So
Okay,
you've lost half of your rotation.
okay, okay.
And what is happening, I can see what's happening is that you're trying to keep turning and you're
Mhm,
twisting everything.
That's it. That was just, okay. All right.
So the
Can I start here? This is what I've been doing at home, is starting here and going to here. Now I don't do that, right?
And this is over here, it's not back there.
How does it get there?
Because remember, the ball is right in front of you. So I'm gonna mirror what you're
Okay,
doing.
okay,
So you're already turned here, so turn forward.
okay. All right,
So where this is going is here. It's not out here somewhere. Don't turn the body for a moment.
okay.
Just
okay,
do the arm,
Okay,
okay?
Mhm.
It crosses the center,
yeah,
comes back across the center
yeah,
and down to the bottom, and it's all right here in the middle.
right here, and I'm turning my body. Okay, even though you said not to. All right, one more time.
Sure. So it just comes down through, completes the S curve.
Ah, okay,
And
right.
at the same time, this, now you have to have the turn.
Okay,
Now, at the same time, this is just turning in one direction.
now, okay, now what do I do?
Now you're going to turn the leg.
And that brings it around.
Yeah, but not that far, just
No.
45 degrees. And then it's going to come up the back of the ball.
That part, it's the S. It's not
Yeah.
the beginning of it, it's the S.
No, no.
That's what gets me. All right. This way.
But see, you're cranking the shoulder and the arm. That's what's causing your problem.
That's,
So you have to hold on to the fact that this ball is here, and you are turning like this. So that ball is constantly shifting to your right as you go through the S curve.
and the arm is going sort of in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That's better, right? Was that one
Yes.
better? That
Yes.
one was better.
You
Okay.
feel better.
It felt better. Yes, it felt better.
Okay.
I do want to do it with the other arm, but this idea that this ball is moving, that makes a lot of, that makes sense.
That's essential.
Um,
So for you guys here, I'm going to do this same thing.
let me
You practice
play.
for a bit.
Yes, yes.
So remember, the ball is right in front of the body. And that in this case, your left arm movement. I'm going to just move the arm. Don't move the body for a moment. So the arm just drops through that narrow S curve right in the middle of your body. Doesn't go anywhere else. Notice that as part of that movement, that my shoulder and elbow are going down. So they're going down all the way through that. They are not getting stuck up here, which begins to twist you and your arm and body. So you have to relax the shoulder, relax the elbow, and bring everything right down through the center. And at the same time, the body is just rotating to the right. And so when it rotates to the right, the ball rotates with it. So that S curve you're drawing has to move with the ball. It doesn't end up out here somewhere outside the ball. So if you're here and you're going into that S curve, the right arm in relation to the body remains exactly the same. It's just the body turning. Just.
Just the body turning.
That's all there is
That is
to
all there is.
it. So, question?
Yeah. When you finish at the bottom, is that when you start to turn and come up?
That's
Or
when
is
you,
it,
when you, yes, that last part of the S curve is the same as it is everywhere else. That's when you turn the leg and go towards the corner.
okay, I noticed that I'm turning before I hit bottom.
Aha. Well, you do, because remember in the S curve, the way we've always done this, wait a minute. Is this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and 3 is where you turn the leg.
Okay,
So the last quarter of the S curve is the movement 3 to turn the leg. Is that clear?
yes.
Okay. Still not keeping it in the center.
And that makes a world of difference.
Yes, it does.
Huge difference.
And
Huge, huge.
relaxing the shoulder and the shoulder blades. Let them move.
Yes. I am gonna switch on, David.
That's fine. Go right ahead. Just gonna look at these guys for a minute. Don't rush it, Bill.
I knew you'd see that.
When you rush, that means you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So slow it down so you can figure it out and learn it. Okay, so you're turning the body way too fast. Your body has to keep rotating all the way through 1 and 2. Do you follow me?
Yes.
So you've run out of turn already. So that's part of what we're learning here is another place where the ratio or the relationship between two rotating objects is different. And that's true constantly, over and over and over. Because the arm obviously has to rotate much more quickly than the body does. But it's the turning of the body that's turning the arm. So you have to slow down the body turn and connect that dantian to the arm and allow the turning of the body to rotate the arm.
So it's way over here.
And
I'm talking to myself.
okay,
David, can I ask a question? now?
sure.
So on 1, it's, you know, if we're counting from here on 1, we're all the way back. And then we start turning?
Yes, on 1 you turn and shift back, and on 2 you just turn.
So there is a bit of, you start that shift to the left? Well,
On
depending,
on 1, yeah.
okay, okay.
Yep.
But this arm comes way much more over than I had it before.
Yeah, but remember that it's only going to this point of
Oh,
the
right,
S-curve.
because it's only half.
It's
Right.
not going here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Diane had me drawing this with a pencil thing, and that constantly I was down here and it might look at my drawing, so.
Yeah.
All right, I just need,
No, that's fine.
Um,
Let me look at
yeah,
Jeff here for a minute.
so I go.
I'll do it right first and then left.
Okay.
I think I'm a little better with, well, I know I'm better with it on the right. At least I understand it on the right anyways.
Okay.
But so actually this is.
Yeah, that was not too bad, Jeff.
Right, that's the right. The left is another story. So let's try that.
So pause right there. Just hold that. Your right arm is not in the middle of the body.
It's way outside already.
It's way out to the side.
Yeah.
And B, you have already used up all your rotation of your torso and
Okay,
you haven't completed the arm movement.
right. Okay.
Make sure you're facing completely forward to start.
Can you see me better this way or this way?
Probably that way.
Okay, I'll do it this way.
So, okay.
It was a
Yeah,
little
that-
bad as far as my arm not being as wide, but it was still
Yeah.
too small.
You know, when a little bit ago, when I was just drawing the S curve in the middle of my body without rotating,
Yeah,
that's kind of a good thing to do so that you just feel, where does that arm have to go? Don't turn the body.
good.
Okay, relax the shoulder blade, relax the elbow. So you're holding your elbow up in the first part. You've got to let the elbow sink more. And also draw an S curve.
But I think, what was that last one?
Draw an S curve. You're not drawing the bottom half of the S.
Okay.
Ah, look at that.
That's a bit better. Yeah.
Yep. Good. I think relaxing the shoulder and elbow is an important element for you in this,
Yes.
particularly
Yes, I
this
caught
side.
that right. Yep. Yeah, you noticed that right away, and I didn't even realize that my shoulder was very tight. when you
Yeah.
first-
Yep.
very- Yep.
David, when you're down at the bottom of that S curve, are you back on your heel or are you still?
Well, you're back 60% back weighted, yes.
Okay,
Keep the S curve in the middle of your body, Jeff. Yeah,
That was better.
that will help relieve the tightness too.
Yeah, that felt better.
Yep.
Okay.
if you think about it in its application in the form where it's a pull down,
Right,
if you think about it, about trying to do that pull down with your
Right.
shoulder and elbow cranked up,
that's not gonna work.
you will lock up and the other guy will pull you over.
Right, good point.
Yeah,
That's a good way to think of it, yeah,
another way to think about it.
yeah. Okay,
That's coming though.
yeah. Now versus 5 minutes ago is much better.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
So how you doing, Bill?
I need a lot of work with this. It's difficult to coordinate the body with the arm.
That's right.
And I also find when I start, I'm not fully forward,
Ah,
which doesn't help.
no, that didn't help at all. Good. Yeah, see, you're turning the body too quickly. It's, I understand because it's where the arm is still moving pretty much at the same pace, the body slows down because you need the rotation of the body. Better. That was better. Uh-huh. How are you doing, Joyce?
It's better. It's still, it's not hurting. So
Well,
I can at least practice it.
that, that
What Bill just said and what you said to me, making sure your body is straight ahead.
Yep.
And your front foot weighted before you start is like essential, because if you're already over here.
Yep.
So just like what Jeff said, I'm better than I was, and I couldn't even do this when I was practicing at home, because you did it, I had torqued.
Yep.
But will you watch me again? No. Okay. I'm sorry to take up everybody's time over this.
we're splitting it up.
We're all learning from everybody. This is great.
Okay. And the other thing that really helped me that you said is keeping that ball. You're taking the ball with you as you go. Now, right?
Yep.
So far I'm okay. Now I'm kind of don't know what to
Turn
do.
the leg. Put the
Oh.
toe down.
I felt like I didn't make an S.
Well, you shortcutted it at the bottom. So
Is this really hard for everybody or is it just me?
it's harder for some people than others. So you're going 1, 2, 3.
So the bottom of this tiny little S is when you turn the leg.
Yes. 3.
Okay.
3.
3. Good. Okay. Think I got it. All right.
No. You gotta keep turning right as you do 2. So you're turning right as you do 1, 2, 3. You turn left. But you gotta draw the S curve.
All right.
Master Joe gave us a puzzle.
I guess he did. I guess he did. There was no S part.
Well, there was about half of it.
I feel like now I'm getting the top, but
Yep.
not the bottom.
Yep.
I don't know what
And
to
that's the
do.
hard part,
Okay,
because that's the part that goes in the other direction. This is going with the turn. This is going against the turn.
this is
Straight
going-
ahead, straight ahead.
okay. This is going with the time.
But
Now,
go down, do the first part. This is not the beginning. This is the beginning.
so down here more.
That's it.
Then this is turning this way. and
Yes.
This is turning this way.
And then turn
it
back.
comes back.
Ah,
That was much better. That was much better. Okay. this
straight
is-
ahead, no,
That's,
big piece. But keep the hands in front of your body. Okay,
all right.
I-
Okay, you know what, David? I need to write these things down.
take a moment, write some notes. Bill or Jeff, you have another question on this?
No, I feel like this was really helpful.
Okay,
I
just-
can't believe how wrong I was doing it all these years.
well, your teacher should have caught that.
He probably did and told me many times.
So, Bill, you had another question. What was the other thing you asked about?
Who? David, were you talking to me?
Yeah,
I had another question.
I thought you did.
I probably did. It's gone.
Okay. Do you have another one, Jeff?
No, not right now.
Okay. So my feeling is that we've worked enough on this particular piece for
Okay.
the moment. We can come back to it before we stop if you want to, but I think you should give your mind a rest on this. So let's I guess let's go to the form and play with that a little bit.
Hmm.
So one of the things I was going to suggest in doing the form is to do it very slowly. Gonna get myself up here. There we go. So as we were tending to do with this alarm a little bit ago, sometimes it helps to slow everything really down so that you know what you're doing with it. And so, for instance, one of the things you can do is to think about bend and stretch here. So when you begin, you have bend, and then you have stretch into ward off right. And then you have stretch in that first turn in roll back, and then bend as you come in to roll back. And then you continue to bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, and you bend back down and bend further and extend into the elbow and bend and extend into split. So let's do that together. Again, just thinking about those various parts.
Stand, where do you want me to stand?
I don't care. I'm not gonna look at the moment.
Okay, I'll stand behind you. Okay,
You're gonna hide, okay.
yes.
So go back to feet together. And just stand for a moment and breathe. Let yourself center. And of course, we have a bend as we spiral down into the right. And an extension of the left. And then into center. And then bending. And extending in toward off right. And extend. And then bend. So roll back the sequence of that reverses. And then turning, you're bending, extending, bending, extending as you go through that rising movement forward. Bend and bend further as you step. Extend and to press forward. Bend, step, and extend into shoulder. Shift forward, bend, extend, and bend and pull down. And bend further as you step, extend into the elbow, bend into the step, and completely a splitting and extending. That makes sense?
That's helpful.
Anybody have a question about that?
I've got a question, actually. Since I've been back, I remember bending and stretching from my distant past, but since I've been back, I haven't heard you actually define them again and describe them again. Would you mind doing that briefly?
Sure.
Thanks.
So I didn't send you the handout on this, huh? I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay, thanks.
So bend and stretch or bend and extend. I prefer the word extend personally, but
Right.
it's customly translated as stretch. So there are many different levels of awareness of this. Here at kind of at the beginning of what we're doing, we're thinking of the physical level of actually something bending in and extending out. And when you're thinking about that, everything is bending together. So in other words, it's not just the elbows bend and the shoulders bend, but nothing happens with the wrist, hands, and fingers. They're all bending too.
Oh, good.
And so that's why we introduced the pulsing practice in the standing Qigong, because that gives you a chance to work with all of that bending and extending and continuing movements and finding, how do I get everything to work together without having to worry about what's the next posture and how am I going to, where do I have to step to, and etc.
Right.
So the first thing is just to feel that everything, and here, of course, we can think about the external correspondences. So in other words, hands and wrists, feet and ankles work together. Knees and elbows work together. Qua, hips, shoulders, and scapula work together. So all of those have to move, and they're all moving continuously, actually. Much of it is very small and subtle. Some of it's big and noticeable. But we start first with just the physical movement. Eventually, you have the bending and extending of the ligaments and the fascia, and then energy through them. And there are even deeper elements, but that's probably enough to mention at the moment. So does that give you enough, Jeff? Or
Yes, it definitely does. One question just related to that, and not that I necessarily want to try and do this now, but when you said there's more that can be discussed about it, I'm vaguely remembering from the past, I think, did we at one point do this and also align it with our dantian moving in and out? Or am I confusing that with something else?
I think you're confusing that with something
Okay.
else.
All right.
The dantian, the dantian and the spine are the two things in the body that can coordinate the movements of the entire body. So yes, the dantian is certainly the center, and it doesn't move in and out. It's a cavity, so it expands and contracts.
Right. I guess I was asking, do we ever align the bending and the extending with either our regular breath or reverse breathing or anything like that? Like, that was probably more of my
Yes,
question.
but not at this point.
Okay, that was, yeah, I'm not going to try and do it now, but I thought I remembered us doing this sometime at one point in the past.
Yep, we've had
Okay.
practices where we do.
Okay,
And-
so as you get really more deeply into it, you do align the breath with everything else, and that facilitates it maybe.
Yes and no.
All right, I'll leave it at that for now. That's fine. That's good.
The thing I was going to say is we do introduce connecting the breath to the movement in the standing practice.
Okay,
So we are doing it there as kind of a beginning level awareness of being able to connect that.
okay. All right, thanks.
Sure. Anything else for you? Okay, so where are we here? Okay. So of course, the other piece or one of the beginning elements here is that we also have a continual rotational movement occurring, which we refer to as twisting when you're able to actually do that. It may only be turning when you begin. The third level, if you remember, is spiraling, when you begin to be able to spiral the energy in your body. But we think about twisting in and twisting out as being something that's going on continuously. So when I'm turning this to face you at the moment so that perhaps you can see this a little bit better. So even with that stepping out movement, if you watch my body and my arms, they're already beginning to turn. And they actually continue turning all the way through a Gonda-Wardoff. And they continue rotating and rotating and turning through push downward and turn and turn and turn. They're turning again and out. They twist in and out and in and in and out and in and out. And certainly a good part of that is pretty subtle. It's not always big movements that you clearly see. They're there if you really look for them or can feel them. But that too is a part that's constantly occurring. So flow through this. Let me see. First, just think about the bending and extending. Good. Jeff, I might say one interesting place was really well, two of them: shoulder stroke and pull down.
Okay.
Needle.
Right.
Being aware I'm trying to think how to pinpoint this. What was happening was that the movement appeared to be pretty much coming from your back, but it got stuck in your elbows and didn't end up in your hands.
On both of those?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
particularly in shoulder stroke, but that also was happening in pull down, in needle. So really thinking, let me see. If you I'm over there, but there we go. You think about shoulder stroke. When you shift forward and reset, your tendency is to keep the hands pretty close to the center.
Okay.
And when you stepped, what I felt was that instead of the whole arm expanding out, it was like your elbows and your shoulders were pushing out.
Oh, okay.
So it is that this all bends in, and then as you go forward, it all extends out. Everything extends out.
Oh, from the
And
shoulder blades
rotate.
out, yeah. You're right, I can feel a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here, when you get to this point, you want to be sure that your scapula and shoulders are drawing the arm down. So it's coming down and down and below base level when you get to here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yep, thanks.
How you doing, Joyce?
Okay, I'm sure that, there's a lot that can be corrected,
That's all right. This is refinement. Think about bend and stretch. Okay. So
where to start? There's so much wrong.
no. I think since we were talking about it, two things. One is, okay, if you completed roll back here, when you turn, everything's bending in, everything's coming in. Your scapula pull in towards the spine, your shoulders come in, your elbows come in, everything comes in. And then when you start to go forward, it goes out, and that's where you have the first push down, is right there.
Okay.
It's immediate. And then as you go through the lower part of your half circle here, the elbows come in again as the arms rotate out. So this is a place where you get, again, two things happening that seem in opposition. But you're here and the elbows come in and then they go out again as you come up into the end. And there is your second push down. Okay,
Much clearer. That was never quite as clear as you just made it to me.
good.
Much clearer. Okay.
Then you pretty much had this pressed downward as you're on the right track there. Here, you want to really let things come in,
So this is an in. Okay.
definitely in,
Yeah.
and then it's an out, and everything's going out.
That's.
I'm
okay.
exaggerating this, but
But gotcha.
the real expansion out as you go into the shoulder. Yeah. And then don't rush through needle and sequence. Shift forward, reset, rotate and sit back. Go up, pull it in the leg, and pull down. You know, pull down energy is a combination of Liu and push downward. So Liu, remember, is an absorbing energy. Push downward can also be an absorbing energy. It isn't necessarily an outward energy. So here, when you bring those two together, you have a real energy that's pulling down, but it's sinking that energy. So that's enough.
Okay, yes, that's enough. I never thought of that. I saw the circle in that, but I never saw the pull down in that.
Yeah.
So very helpful.
Yep. And well, there's Bill. Have you stopped moving, Bill?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question though.
Oh, go.
After ward off right, and you're compressing the ball, or you're compressing, yeah, the ball, is that always staying in front of your body?
Yep.
Okay, not off to the left.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
So, but that's a good question. Where am I here? So yes, after you get to ward off right, the thing about the beginning of rollback is that it's an expansion. It's actually in terms of extend, it's a continuation of the extension of ward off right. So the beginning of it. So you have extend, extend, bend. Okay,
Okay.
nothing to it.
Uh,
Do you have other questions, Jeff?
No, this bend and extend is very important to think about now for me. I haven't been putting my mind to it at all until now. So,
Yeah,
and especially when you pointed out coming from the scapula on those two particulars, now I can, and I find I just did it a couple more times, the whole flow, and put that into all of the postures and found out they all improved.
Yep.
So yes, this is very good. Thank you.
good. I was going to say. Well, I lost that thought. Sorry, don't know what that was. Okay, Joyce, anything else for you?
No, no, I'm good. I have enough. I have enough. Thank you. There's much more, but I have enough. I really-
Good, okay, well, I'm gonna say goodbye then. I think that's good for today, and
Hey, Bill, good
Very
luck.
good.
Okay,
Billy-o,
thanks.
good luck,
Take
Billy.
care, everybody. Good luck,
take
Bill.
care.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. See
You
you soon.
too.
Bye-bye, David. See you
Bye.
soon.
See you.
Oh, and I made other arrangements.
What?
So I did not get to Bruno in time when I last class.
Oh, yeah?